Shah is generally accepted as having been a very repressive and oppressive ruler.
Have you asked the police to cover up for Andrew's trials?
His Savak tortured and killed. He lived in considerable splendor.
The king, impelled more by the love of military glory than by superstition, acted from the beginning of his reign as if the sole purpose of his government had been the relief of the Holy Land and the recovery of Jerusalem from the Saracens.
In opulence while there was terrible poverty in his country.
Next Tsar of Russia, I had all that I wanted. What did others have? No food, no coal. Some wrapped papers on their feet instead of shoes. Papa said this is how God had willed it.
In your book, Leaders,
I know that some called Papa Nicholas the Bloody, but those were his enemies. Why do you work so hard?
Because I love Russia and I love her people.
But you don't love the revolutionaries. Why don't you give them what they want?
Because they want the throne. And God gave that to me, and only God can take it away.
Right now, Sinaloa cartel kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman is serving a life sentence in a Colorado prison. And as he does, more than a dozen of his family members just entered the United States through here in San Diego. It's part of a deal as the feds prosecute his sons and several other cartel leaders. NBC7's Shelley Bremer has more.
At least 17 family members of notorious drug lord El Chapo were spotted entering the U.S. right here through the San Ysidro port of entry.
you write that he was not ruthless enough in quashing those who threatened his nation's stability.
It's the most effective way for social change is humiliate your enemy and make them poor. And that's how social change actually happens.
And now I met Alan Dershowitz.
And then he finds himself back at Ziegler's house.
I've not made any accusations against you, and I don't represent.
Yes, you said,
However,
why would they lie?
Can say the legal thing about it 4 more years.
Here, Ziegler acts as a handler.
And I say, Alan, I agree with you, so we can do it.
He reframes what Bill saw, minimizes what it meant, and gives him a version of events that allows him to function again.
So, you mentioned that there were several high-profile people, politicians, celebrities, Harvard professors, heads of state, ministers, who also got these massages that had nothing nefarious about them. Are you willing to name some names?
These massages. You see, that's your bias. That's your bias. These massages.
Are you willing to name names?
You associate them with the women who gave him
you're
proper
getting
massages.
terribly defensive here, and I'm asking you if there are other people who can also share the same thing.
You're getting terribly accusatory.
Think about it.
Alan's here someplace. Where's Alan?
Alan is here?
Yes. Yes, I can tell you that you can call Leslie Wexner, who was accused. He's the head of, just let me finish, please. He was accused of having sex 7 times on 7 occasions. You can call Leslie Wexner. And then in my court papers, I name all the names. Unfortunately, they've been sealed. We're trying to get them unsealed.
Oh, he had a flight. Alan is here?
Not because it's true, but because it's survivable.
I have emails from my accuser admitting that she didn't have sex with me. I have a manuscript of a book she wrote admitting she didn't have sex with me. The evidence is overwhelming, and you are being utterly biased and outrageous in making a suggestion that somehow, because I admit it, I don't need an opportunity to defend myself. I haven't been accused of anything by any government authority or by anyone other than women with records of serial lying from the beginning to end. Now I'm being accused by you, who comes from a country without a legal system that's worthy of being called a legal system. I'm happy to leave my fate to the American legal system.
Like Israel. Hold on. And he loves Israel.
Do you think he should have been more ruthless?
Yes, I do, particularly in view of the fact that his opponents were not those who were basically more liberal, but because basically they were reactionary.
All over Latin America, The military class admires Israel and sees Israel as its best model.
They were the true reactionaries. Let's look at the Shah for just a moment and look at him very fairly.
They see the Israelis as more like themselves than the Americans, and they see the Israelis as more ruthless and more efficient in whatever they do compared to the Americans.
He actually was a progressive in a number of ways. He instituted a land reform program. He instituted a literacy program. He sent thousands of students from Iran to the United States, and particularly the United States, to study, and in other countries as well.
In 1995, the term super predator was coined by political scientist and Princeton professor John DiIulio in a cover story for the Weekly Standard called The Coming of the Super Predators, where he predicted an imminent wave of extreme youth violence, which, according to him, would mostly come from black inner-city neighborhoods, and that this was caused by moral poverty in those communities.
Israel also served the CIA's interest in Africa.
He liberated women. The irony was that those he liberated, the women and the students he sent abroad, they came back and joined the revolutionary forces.
A super predator is a young juvenile criminal who is so impulsive, so remorseless, that he can kill, rape, maim without giving it a second thought.
Generally, the media and the public found this very compelling, and DiIulio went on tours of news programs, conventions, and think tanks to talk about the super predator threat.
And the irony was that the Shah, being progressive, was attacked as being reactionary and conservative on these particular issues, whereas his opponents were the reactionaries. Putting it very bluntly and very simply, the Shah was trying to move Iran into the 20th century. His opponents, Khomeini et al., wanted to move Iran back into the Dark Ages, and that's what they've done.
And now to achieve our ultimate goal.
The world's full of people who have stopped listening to themselves.
Making Dreamland into a rigid theocracy with a rich, full spiritual life.
I do not fear the dark side as you do. I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire.
With an emphasis on rich, baby. Hallelujah, amen, and ka-ching.
Welcome to the end of democracy.
Here are the edicts, Your Majesty. Remember to use your outside voice. Radio!
Someone just cracked now. We're undermining democracy. What have I become? And together, you and I can rule the galaxy. Make things the way we want them to be.
By order of the king, me, Garrett, we do declare Dreamland is now a theocracy.
Really? We didn't get all the way there on January 6th.
I'm becoming more powerful than I have ever dreamed of. And I'm doing it for you. To protect you. All power emanates from this holy throne and the ass therein ensconced.
But we will endeavor to get rid of it.
Henceforth,
always stay positive, even when things are negative, because a negative plus a positive is better than nothing. No.
Henceforth, there shall be no more immorality of any kind.
What have I become?
If I were you, I'd get out while you still can.
Before the darkness consumes you. No more alcohol.
And replace it with this right here.
I have brought peace to the Republic.
No more gambling.
We're here to overthrow it completely.
Join me, and I will complete your training. When it does put itself in control, you get this fodder, the man who's gone over to the intellectual side.
We'll replace it with this right here. Amen.
I'll never join you! If you only knew the power of the dark side.
No more unlicensed vending! I don't believe what I'm hearing.
That's right.
Breaking my heart. You're going down a path I can't follow.
Right.
No unlawful cohabitation!
You have allowed this dark law to twist your mind until now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
Because all glory is not to government.
He isn't thinking or living in terms of humanity, he's living in terms of a system. And this is the threat to our lives. We all face it. We all operate in our society in relation to a system.
And most importantly, no more comedy.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
So my act is still okay?
Now, is the system going to eat you up and relieve you of your humanity?
You know what I think's funny?
Have you asked the police to cover up for Andrew's child?
You're the one who gave birth to the child?
Yes.
Was it your egg or an implanted embryo?
Why is that any of your business?
Ma'am, this will go a lot faster if you cooperate.
Please. Trying to cooperate, it's just, we're going to miss our flight.
You should probably just send them on ahead.
We're staying together.
Well, you're certainly not going to Montreal with them today.
Right, your catchphrase.
I spoke to the agent outside. We're married. He said it was fine. Here.
This is not valid.
It has the stamp.
No, the document is no longer recognized. You are not married.
What?
It's forbidden.
Forbidden? What does that mean?
Forbidden by the law.
What law?
The law.
You can't do this. I want to speak to your supervisor, and I need to see a lawyer, right?
You mean more than anything I know. More than this entire kingdom, and certainly more than my own.
Was it your egg or an implanted embryo?
What catchphrase?
Glory to God. Yeah, that's it. I am more powerful than I can overthrow.
We're here to overthrow it completely.
Now, there was some repression, true. Now there is total repression. There may not have been enough land reform. Now there is none whatever. What I am simply suggesting is this, that when we look at the Shah, we have to look at him in terms of what he confronted. And he confronted revolutionary forces there that were not working, in my view, for what was best for Iran and certainly not best for ourselves.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm throwing my head into the ring. I'm announcing my candidacy for the presidency of Earth.
And most important from the United States standpoint, instead of having a friend in Iran, we now have one that is not only not a friend, but one that considers us to be the great Satan.
Scoop Chang, Beijing Bugle. Sir, the Constitution clearly states that nobody can be elected president more than twice.
That's right, nobody. But as you can plainly see, I've got a shiny new body.
Who's next in charge? There was no one in charge, and there was instantly a constitutional crisis. King Charles
III
came back, and he's like, "Do you reckon there's a sheen of this, mother bitches?" He's like, "I'll tell you what, I'll still be the king, but I acknowledge Cromwell had a few points. How about you have some of the power, but we still have a king, and we still have a monarchy for show." And that's what's been in place ever since, and that's why we are the way we are today, with some unqualified tossers rolling over us, whereas of us peasants scrab around for whatever's left.
What do you think? Should the MPs be allowed to debate the royals in the House of Commons?